Hi guys, my name is Anna, you're watching simcue, and without further ado, let's get into this video. So today we're building a base game library, and I'm going to try my best to brute force a real-time build. I've been trying it out before, I'm practicing, I just suck. But this was requested by, and I honestly don't really know how to pronounce your name. I want to go with just like Missukissubb because that sounds so cute. But you want to see more real-time builds, so I'm going to try my best, which also means that for you to actually have something to look at, we should get started. So for the library, I was thinking about whether we should go more like modern or old school, and I think I decided on going more modern. That's just more my style. And I will admit that I purposely chose to go with base game and keeping it a bit more simple, I think. Because for me, this is definitely a challenge. And honestly, it sounds so weird. I'm just alone in my room, but I feel a little bit nervous about it, honestly. So I'm going to try my best and explain to you what I'm doing. The shape looks a little bit weird right now, but I have some different plans for the different shapes. So let's just keep on going for now. Let's see here, all the way around. So I'm a little bit unsure of whether or not we should use like windows or we should just use the window walls, what we call it that. And I think we might have to use these, and I actually lined this building up perfectly for it, because even though I do want to use some platforms, the thing is that the door is not really going to actually be aligned with the top of the wall, and that's so annoying for you when you then want to do windows on top. So I guess maybe for this is better, like that. Ooh, but I don't like the bottom part. That's ugly. I'll try and fix it with platforms, because that was the plan as well, to have some like platform staircases out here. So that does cover it up, but I think what I really don't like is this weird edge. Like, I think the idea with the window walls are like so cool and they can definitely be useful, but I don't really know if it works that well. And the alternative is just that we bring this platform up, I think, one higher. Ooh, but then it overlaps. Why does it do that? Okay, well, guess it's Windows walls. Window wall, these walls. Yes. So even though the Sims walk a little bit funny on platforms, I do quite like the look. We have it over here for the base game gym as well. It just, it adds something to the build, so we're definitely going to keep it. I don't care about how the Sims are going to walk. I think maybe because we don't have the door on this side, we could technically use windows, but I don't know if it's going to be weird. What the hell? Excuse me? What? I just wanted to raise my window. Why can't I? What? Oh no. Oh no. Did my keyboard change languages? It sometimes does that and then I can't do anything. No, this works. What? Okay. Guess I'll reload. Okay. Windows. Base game. Raise it. I can lower it. It does raise, but it also jumps with the camera. Sometimes this game is just painful. If you can't tell, this was not planned. Surprise. Do I have to alt place them? But why doesn't it just work? Why is it being on the tvärs? I don't like that. I don't like my game being on the tvärs. I mean, I can alt place them, but this is terrible. So the idea for inside is that we're going to have quite a big staircase actually wrapping around like twice, sort of like that. But I guess I want it the other way around, because upstairs I want bookshelves along this wall. Oh, but I wanted... I'm an idiot. I wanted the other way around so that we could have the bookcases. The idea is, again, I'm just placing things so that we can like see how it looks. I do this quite often with base game builds just because there's so much space and so few items. So just doing these cutouts, I think, is both nice for like a public lot to have this like big open space, but also just means that I don't have to furnish this part. Yeah. I make the easy choices sometimes. And then the idea is actually for this part in here to be raised a bit. What I like to do is just get a door, because then I can see the height that Sims can walk at, and then just raise it up. So that's 3 times. And then of course we want to remove the wall, and we also want to add some more stairs. And it's because I thought it would be really cool to have a weird like cozy area. I saw this in one of the pictures. So we're going to have like couches up here, and it's just a little more squished together, if that makes sense. And then downstairs, I will admit that this looks a little bit weird right now. The idea was to have like a children's area in here, and actually also raise this up. Wait, how high can this one go? Because this is another level. Because, you know, for children, everything just feels so big, and it would be kind of cool to actually have an area that only children could access, but I don't really know if that works. So I think this is a safer bet. I think I want to leave a little bit of height just so that we don't have any glitches, but something like that. And then I think since we have the raised up platform, I actually want to do a lower bit here. And I think it's going to be a mix of like computers and also just what it's going to look like tables for studying. Ooh, then we don't need the platform outside, I guess. So the reason for this slightly weird shape is because I do like when the stairs work. I think it's because of the difference in platform levels. But when the platforms align with a wall here, instead of just like pubbing out, we will definitely be changing these stairs. Right now they are just placeholders. So like that just looks a little bit nicer, I personally think. So it's kind of cool, I guess. So for the roofing situation, I want to do a big overhang. We definitely have something similar on the gym building, but honestly, just like that, I think I'm missing one over here. Yes. Don't know if that looks a little bit too weird. I don't think so. I like to raise it by at least 1 to have a little bit more structure. So I think before actually doing anything else, we're going to want to place some bookshelves to really get a sense of the space. I like to just find them like this. And it was so sad to turn on base game for this, because I looked through pretty much all of the bookshelves, and the issue is that most of them look way too like homey, you know, and they don't tile very well, and it would be super weird for a library to just have a clock in every single bookshelf. So the only thing we really have to go with is this one, and it's just super boring. Like, this is okay as well, and it does actually tile pretty decently. It doesn't create like too much of a visual glitch up top, but it's just a very different style. So if we want to do a modern library, this is what we got. So let's just have a look at how many we can really sort of fit inside. And this is also why I counted. Oh, no. I thought these would tile. I didn't even care to test that. Oh, I'm going to have to alt place all of them because that is just so annoying. We could almost squeeze in another row, especially when alt placing. I just don't know if it gets a little too much. It would be something like that. And then I would alt place all of them and squeeze them together. That might actually be all right. We could technically... Oh, but that would... Okay, we also could not. But that would also be so annoying if you actually had to go up and down the stairs and like, get out of the way! You're standing in front of the bookshelves. I need my windows. Because they're supposed to be... Oh, yeah, see, that's why. That's why we can't have nice things. It's fine. Just do it like that. We'll get rid of these. These are too tall. These won't fit. I'm starting to think that maybe my idea with all the glass doesn't really, you know, make sense for a library, because I kind of need the walls. Could size it down. That actually kind of does work, I guess. Sure. And maybe we don't really need more bookshelves than that. Maybe that's fine. Okay, so because I need stairs up to the children's area, I wanted to add the platform out here, but that messes up these stairs because they're like, nah, we can't fit here anymore. There's not enough space for us. Ugh. Are you kidding me? You're actually kidding me. Okay, so this is what I've got for the children's area front. We might make some changes, but I thought it would be kind of cute if it looked like a building from the outside and then they sort of go in. So I think we're just going to go for some wooden floors. I did actually go ahead and check because I feel like in a public area you would have flooring that was easy to clean. So like linoleum, but this linoleum just doesn't look good. So I think we are back at a wooden flooring. And even though this is the cheaper one, to me, actually the more expensive one, something like this, looks almost cheaper because I don't really have the words for this in English, but there's basically this flooring that's like really easy to put down. It's almost more of like a tile or single pieces that you like click together. And they have more like a plasticky top that makes them super easy to clean, like to wash the floors. Whereas these ones, like underneath, look more like actual wooden floorboards, which you probably wouldn't have because that would be such a bother to clean. Yeah, see, these look like our floors. Our floors are absolutely hellish to actually wash because they just like suck up all of the water. Ooh, I actually quite like these. They're not quite as glistening, like high gloss. What would you say? The more the same. The more, yes, they more look the same. Can you see the difference in comparison? These are different widths. These are the same width. Okay, do you think we want them in a different color? Probably also just wooden. Even though you wouldn't, the thing is you wouldn't have like a wooden staircase in these kind of spaces because there's so many people using these stairs. But then would you just go for, but the grey is wooden as well, isn't it? Why did the other stair disappear? Yeah, but the grey is wooden as well. So that doesn't really work either. Maybe it's only the white one. No, this actually doesn't look wooden. This definitely looks more, not like a metal. I have no idea what kind of materials these are. But I actually do think that these somehow kind of work better, especially if we can find something that sort of works. After having almost lost my mind for a short while, I think this is what we're going to go with. For the wallpaper, I actually do think it could be cool to go for a color and also choose a darker color, especially because we have those big window areas, so I don't really think that would be a problem. I would say let's just try and go with this one because this looks quite nice, I personally think, and it's very much a color that doesn't really, you know, it's very subtle in a way. It's not a very strong color. So I was thinking something, just because I saw like a picture of this dark but still very bright blue area. I guess it depends on what kind of flooring we can have because I want it to match. And I actually want the ceiling is the word to be the exact same color. And normally I would not go in with a carpet, but I think for this, it's going to work. I like the color of the carpet. So if we can find a color for the walls that matches. Should we go a little bit lighter maybe? I mean, we can try. We can sort of do this and then we can see whatever wallpaper we can find that matches. Kind of works for that area. Do we have a... Oh, this is probably too bright. No, I would actually say I do quite like that. And I think if we look here, this color is going to work better with that one in comparison to this one. So let's go fully dark for this area. Maybe even, I know, I'm just going kind of crazy here. That's just fine because don't we have that little, yes, this one. Oh, that was definitely added later on, but I do quite like it and that matches quite well. Let's go for 2 of those, sort of like that. Maybe even one for this one. Look at how cozy that looks. That's a nice spot to read in, isn't it? I mean, I think if you actually read at a library, I primarily just go there, get the books and then go home. But, you know, to each their own. Does it look in? Yeah, I guess it could look indoors. This one, it's actually quite all right because I feel like these look a bit too fancy. Modern to me, at least, is something that's just a bit more, just very plain. I think modern is very plain, often very boring, and that kind of works for this one. Probably a lighter color or maybe grey, like the stairs. And then we can do the thingy. Yes. So for the check-in counter or where you would actually lend the books, I think a kitchen counter is going to make the most sense. So let's see what different kind of colors we got going on and then what we would like. I think we want this one because it's just a bit more plain. And then I chose it in this like bluish color. Definitely want to incorporate some color. And I feel like, again, we're still going for something that's very neutral, so I really don't mind it. I actually do quite like it. Like, this is not a lot of space. And how important is that to me? Maybe not that important. I mean, I'm not the librarian at this place, but what? I don't get it. I can never figure this out. Like, I never know what end pieces to use where. That goes there, and then these go... Oh, they go here now. But then I want it the other way around because I want them to be able to, like, sit at it. I want to put a little, like, bar stool. So I want it... Wait, what? You would think for someone who's been, like, building in The Sims 4 for forever that I would know how counters work. And apparently I just don't. I think that works, right? But then, okay, so turn that. Okay, that works. And then an end piece, this one. No, this one. No, wait, oh, because it's the other way around. This one. Now, I kind of want to add a computer, but I don't want your sim to sit at the computer. So I actually don't want this to be added to the counter. So I'm just going to place it maybe like that. Place the counter back. How do I... Okay, so we do that. We do this. That's how you do it. Okay, sorry. Just place a second one right there. I kind of like the thought of having a very modern library, but having a very old system for actually lending the books. I hate that. Great. Oh, that's lovely, Anna. I love that you built something that you absolutely do not like. Okay, I actually do think that I quite like that. So let us also get some chairs, some base game chairs. Alrighty, that definitely limits the option. Okay, so there is this other chair as well, and I do actually quite like it. I think it looks very nice, and I also feel like a lot of public spaces actually have more designer items than you might think, and this definitely in that sense look better. So now I'm just kind of hoping that this, of course, will not match whatsoever. Great. I don't know why I hope for that. We actually want the wood colors to match. This green one looks the best, but then we're also just introducing another color. I'm like, that's a little much. But then I guess we could go for the pale. That could also work out well. There we go. I think we want more computers just because this space, which we're going to make like a study space, but your Sims are not really going to use it. They are going to use the computers. And you might say, Anna, it's actually super annoying to have like a computer with like windows around it. I know, but the Sims don't flippin' care. And this looks good. I think let's go for this. That looks pretty decent. Sure. So next, let's do the children's area because I feel like we can pretty much just finish this up. Now, I would normally not really use this because I think it's kind of ugly, but I do actually think, you know, it kind of look like small books. So this one, I mean, every child want this, right? Oh, and they're different ones. Oh my God. So that looks cute. That looks cute. Oh, the panda. I mean, they're all actually really cute, but maybe we should go for like a bear set because then we have, oh, koala. Yeah, and then they get very, oh, but do we maybe instead want the more colorful ones? I don't like that one. Look, it's going to be so cute. So cute. And here, this is for the lonely child. Alrighty. Now, what else do we have? Maybe we should actually just look through it. What do we have for children in the base game? In the base game. Ooh, we could add some curtains to the plate. We could have some of these like decorative pieces. We could have a big llama or not. We could have, definitely could have these. These are great. Look at dinosaurs reading. That means your child wants to read. We could have some more dinosaurs in the place. Every child loves dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is the thing that will connect like every gender, every sexuality or religion. Like dinosaurs are just cool, whatever you believe in. I mean, we could have a little like a hawking bear, maybe two. Yeah, not this one. This one was just creepy, honestly. Ugh. Maybe if we can fit it, because we just have a lot of items now. So let us actually try and see. Maybe the koala goes. I'm sorry to everyone who might be Australian, but the koala needs to go. Then we have the dragon next to it. That's pretty cool. And then we have dinosaurs on top of it. That's pretty cool. Can we... Wow. Okay. Then we have our little cloud light that now matches our curtains. Absolutely incredible. Yes, maybe we should have them. No, I do not like them random. Going to place them on top. Just oh my god! My raise button worked. I didn't even think about it. And is that actually... It's floating a little bit. Just gonna fix that. Guess you could have like the chairs here, more so facing inwards, and then maybe a little like play area there, and then move this bear over here. So that kind of like seated in a little circle. So like you go and grab whatever book you want to read, and then you can go and sit in the circle, or people can play over here. Kind of like that. Kind of dig that. Maybe the other way around. Yeah, I like that better. Fun. We have reading dinosaurs. I didn't really know what to add for this like long hallway kind of space, so I just added some more study areas, and then I was thinking, oh, it's probably a good time to check what the requirements for a library actually are. And what I'm missing is a toilet. And it happens way too often that I don't take this thing into consideration. And I'm just like... And I don't really want to add a toilet because now like the build is, you know, kind of done. And I just feel like it would be super awkward adding a toilet to it now. So I think unfortunately what we're going to do, even though I'm not proud of it, is that we're just going to add an outdoor like public toilet. Yeah. So this one. We add that somewhere out there when we're doing the outside. And then we still need a sink. I thought for sure this would also count as a sink, right? I know it's in the toilet section, but okay, but then where do I add the toilet? Do we just add a little like awkward toilet right here? Okay, basic little toilet complete. So we've added the toilet, and that also meant that I had a few things that I needed to fix downstairs, and then upstairs I added columns to the walls so that they didn't look quite as weird. And then I did all of the lights. So the only thing that we are missing now is a chess table that I think we can place over here. And then we should actually get into decorating, because I feel like while decorating, we might figure out that we do need a few other items, and that's completely fine. So what could we have at a library? We could have some books. We could have some more books. Then we could also have... Maybe this wouldn't be the weirdest thing. And another book. Miscellaneous. We could add this weight, this scale. And I guess that's it. Nice. Sculptures. We have... Maybe we can have this somewhere. Okay, wall decorations. There is... nothing. There is simply nothing. Paintings. Oh, we could also do... Yeah, I think I actually might like that idea better. Not that there's per se anything wrong with these, but having these like commercials, or it could be for like, you know, books that were turned into films. When were these added? I did not know that these were base game. We could have those around the place. That would actually be kind of nice. The amount of decorations. Wow. So I think we can put some of them up here. You would see them like coming up the stairs like that. Probably want to alt place this one. So let's just get that like there. This one. So this is like the sci-fi area. Big sci-fi area. This one, apparently. No, I think I like the one with Bob a bit more. That's just like regular, like slice of life kind of books. And then some sci-fi books. And then some action fantasy books. Let's just add some books around the place. I guess that makes sense. Going to change the color, of course. Add these like... Ugh, why do they play so sloppily? I hate that. We've got a scale right here. It's an antique. And then we got a little boat that we maybe could actually do something for here in this spot. If we get a little accent table, base game, yes, no. Okay, then maybe just like that. Then it like matches the wallpaper, and that's good. Ah, but I guess you wouldn't really, because then if anything, if anyone bumps it over, oh my god. Okay, if I hold down Alt, it won't just like scooch the camera to another dimension. Why can't this be placed on this item? What the? Okay, fine. Fine, I will place it. I will custom place it. Not a problem. No, it's fine. No problem whatsoever. I don't mind doing this. I love it. It's so fun. Yes. Alrighty. Oh, we could have had some, yeah. We can do the... Oh, I guess these are kind of cool as well. Maybe specifically for this. I will very soon close down the game, and then I will question everything, like why the frames are not the same color. Okay, and then I will hold down Alt. It's fine. It's so fine. It's like so fine. Let's go base game. We love it. Sorry, I actually don't want to hate on like base game builds, because I think they are or can be really great, and there are definitely people that are also like way more talented at using the base game than I am, so it can definitely be really cool. I'm just a little bit bothered with all of the technical issues I feel like I'm having. That's just not... I don't know why I'm happy about deleting the chair, but I think that like, I mean, that looks kind of cozy, right? I mean, we're good. And then we can just add like a chair here, and hopefully like no one falls down and like, I don't know, break a neck. But you wouldn't have all of these plants. My issue is that to me, this just seems empty. But in real life, you wouldn't just have a lot of like random ass furniture just because your library. In real life, this does not feel empty. It feels fine. But in this seems full. You know what? This is just a plant. They got a like good sale on this fake plant, and they just decided to buy a ton of them and place them all over the library. That's the story. Probably like here, maybe? Looks a little bit random, to be honest. By the toilet? Sure. Like a little plant, like an actual plant that the librarian takes care of. Like a little, you get a little study plant, a little plant supporter when you're crying because you're studying. You get a lamp, and you get a lamp, and you get a lamp. There we go. It's actually not perfect, so I'm just gonna redo that. Wait, is his little foot always going to be cut off? But I don't want his little footsie to be cut off. Wait, wouldn't it normally be like whatever you place last would then... I hate that. Fine, let's just add some more like dinosaurs to the dinosaur play area. This one is hiding. Awesome. Wow. Anna. Who would have thought you were so good at decorating? Oh my god. Must be inside. Oh, okay. Well, then we can't have a little mailbox. They could have this. They can actually have a trash can like that. Base game. Oh, wow. The amount of options. I am amazed. Oh wait, what is the, is that, yeah, it's this color. Why would we have a chair here? Just one random chair right there. No. Plant? Maybe plant. Do we have a plant? Guess not. The librarian takes care of these plants. Those are the only, I was going to say alive plants. Maybe we can have like 2 fun rugs. Look at how fun that is, guys. Look at how fun it is. Let us do the decorations outside and then let us be done with this build. Because I have to admit that I'm a little bit done with this build. It's fine. It's not. So remember like a second ago when I said, oh, the outside is really not that interesting. Turns out I lied, because I actually do think I found some pretty interesting pieces. So we have these lights from the base game. These are just debug lights. I am able to eyedrop them because I have the Better Build By mod installed. But over here, I'm planning on eventually doing a museum. And so I think it could be really nice to then match this and have it over here as well. So that if you choose to download and install these 2 lots, you're actually going to have a very nice little walkway here. There are also these pieces, you might know them from Get Together, but these are actually also debug signs so that we can just use them in the base game. And I find that a lot of libraries are also like a cultural institution, so it makes sense that they had some commercials for some ballet and a little sign here and there. I also added a debug mailbox and a debug security camera. And then I found like the coolest thing, which I didn't know existed. I just forgotten about it because I talked about like, what should I really decorate with? And of course, it makes sense for a library to be decorated with books. So I was so happy when I realized that we have these like, again, in the debug catalog, but I was just so happy to find these book displays. If I just go and turn on debug, we can hopefully see them. Look, there's just so many. So I used these small accent tables and then just added all of these like book displays. And down here's close to the kit zone is also all of the kit books. So I just thought that was like really cute. And then over here at the librarian's place, some more book displays and also some books that she's like fixing or figuring out where to put back on the shelf. So I did actually end up quite liking that. So a little bit sorry that I don't have the footage of it, but you get to see it here. And since you've been along on this entire journey, I'm just going to finish up with some screenshots. And therefore, let's go over here and say, with that, I wish you a lovely day. I hope to see you next time, and bye!